Every time a prisoner died in the prison, the warden would use fire to burn the prisoner's feet until he was sure the prisoner was completely dead. Then he would put the corpse in a body bag and throw it out at noon. However, all of this was witnessed by the prisoner in the adjacent cell. After everyone left, Jack quickly crawled out of the hole and dragged the dead prisoner back to his own cell. Then Jack cut off his own hair and pasted it on the prisoner's face to make him look like himself sleeping. After doing all this, he quickly crawled back to the adjacent cell. Before the prison guards returned, he sewed himself into the body bag. Although the returning prison guards had no suspicions, to ensure the body would not float up, they still tied an iron ball to the body bag before throwing the corpse into the sea. Fortunately, Jack had a small knife on him, which allowed him to escape successfully. However, by the time the prison guards discovered that Jack was missing, he had already swum to the shore. He hid in a farmer's house and, after changing into new clothes, eagerly found a boat to go out to sea. He wanted to go to Monte Cristo to find the legendary treasure. It turned out that the treasure was given to him by the prisoner who died. His father died from anger because Jack was framed, and his fiancée married the man who framed him. Only by getting those treasures could he take revenge on the people who sent him to prison. But at this time, he did not completely trust the crew, so he lied that there might be a storm and they must go to Monte Cristo to take shelter first. The crew had no suspicions. After arriving at Monte Cristo, Jack let them go ashore to make a fire, while he pretended to go up the mountain to survey the terrain, but in fact followed the route on the treasure map to search. However, the result was that Jack walked all over the entire mountain and did not find any trace of the treasure. Just as Jack was at a loss, the crew suddenly came looking for him and told him that the weather looked very clear and there was no need to waste time here. Helplessly, he could only leave with the crew. However, just as Jack took one last look at Monte Cristo, he suddenly discovered that on the other side of the mountain there were two huge stone pillars, which were more in line with the location on the treasure map. Jack was instantly excited, but in order not to arouse the suspicion of the crew, he decided to come back later. However, after returning to shore, Jack kept thinking about the treasure. In the end, Jack stole the sailboat. At dawn, Jack returned to Monte Cristo again. This time, he strictly followed the guidance of the map. After successfully arriving at the location, he indeed found a cave hidden behind two rocks. He carefully crawled in. However, after walking for a while, he actually saw the legendary treasure. Jack wept with joy. This treasure could finally begin his plan for revenge.